Astrology isn't just about signs and symbols. It's a tool for navigating real life. Hello, and welcome to Astrology with Alisa. I'm your host, Alisa Dixon, and I'm so glad you're here. Let's dive in. So, how would you feel if it was your birthday, and instead of hearing the usual, "Happy birthday," someone said, "Happy solar return"? Welcome to my world. That's how my Astro besties and I celebrate each other on birthdays. And honestly, my family now expects to hear this from me too. Over the past 2 weeks, I've celebrated solar returns for 3 very special people: my daughter Lily, my dad, and my future sister-in-law Michelle. Of course, we did the regular birthday thing. We had cake with candles and presents, but behind the scenes, I did what I always do. I ran their solar return charts. And yes, they've come to look forward to this little extra insight into the year ahead. Okay, I know what you're all thinking. What exactly is a solar return? It's the moment when the sun returns to the exact degree and minute where it was at the time you were born. Every planet in your birth chart has an exact degree and minute within the circle of the zodiac that is unique to you. And the solar return marks the sun's arrival back at that special point. When that happens, we cast a new chart for this moment. It's like your natal chart, unique to you, but focused just on the year ahead, bringing fresh energy to your personality and offering you a new focus for the upcoming year. Maybe a different mood, a different vibe. Your sun sign stays the same, but your moon and rising signs can change. Some years you might barely notice the difference. Other times, they're pretty loud changes. Sometimes your solar return falls right on your birthday. Other times, it can be the day before or the day after. It all depends on the year and how the calendar lines up with the sun's journey through the zodiac. The sun takes about 365 days, plus a little extra, to circle back to the same point. That little extra is why we have leap years. So depending on how close or how far we are away from a leap year, that's why your solar return can shift slightly from your birthday. This year, Lily's solar return fell right on her birthday. But for my dad and Michelle, their solar returns happened the day before. So let's talk about what this looked like for each of them. And it's interesting, they all have birthdays within 7 days of each other. So they all share something in common, their Taurus sun. But the rest is different, and they each have a unique theme for this year. So for Lily's solar return, in her birth chart, Lily has a Sagittarius moon and a Libra rising. And you can see that Libra rising in her every day. She loves harmony. She cares deeply about friendships. She hates it when people argue, and she always wants everyone to get along. So relationships and one-on-one connections are definitely an important part of her life theme. But this year, her solar return chart brings a twist. Her rising sign shifted to Sagittarius. So instead of always leading with harmony and connection, this year may bring more adventure and independence. Maybe she'll try more things on her own. Or maybe not, we'll see. But the energy invites that possibility. Then there's her moon, which moved into Aries. Aries is fiery, instant, not so patient, and sometimes impulsive. Where her Sag moon is naturally optimistic and playful on the inside, her Aries moon this year might lean towards quick reactions or flashes of frustration. So as her mom, I know I need to be ready. Aries moon energy can go from 0 to 100 in a split second. I'm definitely preparing for some everything is suddenly the worst moments. Of course, her natal chart remains her foundation, but this solar return adds a temporary new layer, a different flair for her year ahead. It's going to be interesting in this house. Now let's talk about my dad. In his natal chart, he has Scorpio rising and a Sagittarius moon. And if you've ever known a Scorpio rising, you know the vibe. Private, protective. Everything is on a need-to-know basis. He's a little hard to read unless you're in his inner circle. Normally, I wouldn't dare talk too much about his personal energy. But this year is different because this year his rising sign moved to Sagittarius. And a Sagittarius rising brings a lighter, more easygoing feel. It's a little more open, a little more adventurous. So maybe he'll be sharing more. He might even surprise himself with what comes out of his mouth this year. Maybe he'll be up for a little extra fun. Jupiter rules Sagittarius, and this year Jupiter lands in his 7th house, the house of partnerships. So who knows, maybe this year will bring some fun date nights for him and my mom. That's a hint, Dad, if you're listening. His moon also shifted from Sagittarius to Cancer. Now that's a big emotional shift. Cancer moon energy is more tender, nurturing, and family-focused. So while the Sagittarius moon loves freedom and big ideas, his Cancer moon may pull him inward a little more tuned into home and close loved ones. So maybe those date nights I mentioned, they'll involve cozy nights in with a movie instead of a big night out. And that's probably enough talking about my dad for today. He is still a Scorpio rising after all. I'd better quit while I'm ahead. So let's move on to Michelle. And I have to say, I love this. The energy in her solar return chart for this year couldn't have lined up better. She's getting married, and her solar return chart absolutely reflects this milestone. In her natal chart, she has Taurus rising and a Virgo moon. Both earth signs, very grounded, practical, steady. Her Virgo moon brings incredible attention to detail. But in this year's solar return, her rising sign moves to Leo. And Leo rising, that's the bride energy if I've ever seen it. Leo loves the spotlight. And what bigger spotlight is there than walking down the aisle on your wedding day? It really couldn't be more perfect. This year, the sun, which rules Leo, lands in her 10th house. That's the house of career, of public roles, and recognition. For Michelle, this is the year her identity is shifting, becoming a wife, being seen in a new way. And her moon shifted to Pisces, which is intuitive, dreamy, and deeply sensitive. So while she'll have that Leo sparkle on the outside, her Pisces moon will have her feeling things in a very tender, heartfelt way as she steps into this next chapter. Honestly, it's kind of magical how her chart is reflecting both parts of her story, the public joy and the private emotional connection. See, it's almost like the universe knows what's happening. Or maybe we're just living out our lives in divine timing. And that's what I love so much about solar return charts. They remind us that timing isn't random. Whatever energy is present in the chart is the energy that we are ready to experience. And solar returns can offer clues about how that energy might unfold. By looking at where the planets fall within the solar return chart, you can often get a sense of when your year might feel more active and busy, and when things may slow down and offer more ease or reflection. It's not just about what themes will shape your year. It's also about when those energies might peak or soften as you move through it. And to me, that's such a beautiful way to honor where you are in your life right now and what your soul may be ready to experience next. And speaking of soul journeys, I'm really excited to spotlight my first listener question. I've loved hearing from so many of you, and this one feels especially connected to everything we've been talking about today. So it's perfect timing. Here's the question. How does someone find the balance and/or connection between astrology and traditional religion? And oh my gosh, I love this so much because this is something that so many people wonder about. And let's be honest, from the outside, astrology and religion can seem really different, maybe even contradictory at times. But when you look a little deeper, they actually have something very meaningful in common. Both honor the idea that we are more than just this physical body, that we are souls on a journey. Where astrology comes in is helping us understand how that soul expresses itself in this lifetime, and even more, how the timing of our experiences is filled with purpose. In fact, many astrologers, myself included, believe that the soul chooses the natal chart, that it chooses the specific energies and themes it's ready to work with and grow through in this lifetime. And personally, I love that idea, especially when I think about my own kids. Both Lily and Will were born about 10 days before their due dates. And if they had arrived right on time, they would have had completely different charts. Their energies would have been totally different. Lily's moon would have shifted. Will's entire sun and moon combination would have changed. Probably their rising signs would have changed as well. They wouldn't have the personalities they have today. So I always come back to this. They came exactly when they were meant to. Just like each of us. Astrology doesn't replace faith. For me, it complements it. It reminds us that life isn't random, and that the timing of our experiences, just like the timing of a solar return, is part of a bigger pattern and story unfolding. And that feels really sacred to me. So if you're celebrating your solar return soon, or just noticing some new energy stirring in your life, remember, every birthday is about more than cake and candles. It's your soul saying, I'm ready for the next chapter. And if you're curious about what your personal soul journey themes are, or what this year's solar return might reveal for you or someone you love, I would love to help. I absolutely love doing solar return readings. And honestly, I recommend everyone treat themselves to a birthday reading for the year ahead. I do. If you're interested, I would be honored to do yours. Just visit my website and book a reading. And if you enjoyed today's episode, please make sure to follow the show and share it with a friend. Do you have any Gemini friends? That's the next season of people we'll be celebrating. Give them a gift of an astrology reading. Thank you so much for listening. Until next time, take care.